Hey everyone, welcome to Valsa's Kitchen. Today we are making stuffed peppers. You might notice I do not sound like Valsa. This is Valsa's daughter taking over. We're going to start by boiling our rice because it takes 25 minutes. You have to use Zatarain cilantro lime rice or this will not turn out the way you want it to. Add a tablespoon of butter and let that simmer. Take about a tablespoon of olive oil and pour it into your pan so it can heat up. Once your pan is nice and hot, you want to get that ground beef on there. You want it to get that sear on one side. And we'll let that start cooking. Cover your pan. Now we get to cut our nice red peppers. When you pick these out, you want to make sure they have a nice round base at the bottom. If they're pointed at the end, they will not sit right in your pan. Cut off the top. And then you're just going to take your hand and just pull out whatever's inside. I had to go tap the rest of the seeds that are inside out into the trash can. Doing the same thing with the top. There you have it, no seeds. And that can fit right on top. Now we can go into cutting our second pepper. I would say this recipe could make about 5 to 6 stuffed peppers. I did use 1 pound of ground beef and 1 box of rice. But today I am only making 2 peppers. Pulling out that stuffing inside my pepper. Gonna clean it out. Hold please. This is the best way to cut a bell pepper. If you cut it any other way, you're not being efficient. Clean. You want it to look like that. And we'll fit our cap right on top. There we go. Now we can go ahead and check on our beef. You'll notice the darker brown parts. That's when we got that sear. And you want to crumble it as much as you can. I'm taking my spatula and hitting the beef as much as possible to make it as crumbly as we can. You don't want huge chunks. Then we're going to go in with our seasoning. Start with some salt. You know what comes next, pepper. Good amount of that. Go in with a good amount of garlic powder. And then a good amount of paprika as well. I did add more after filming this. And mix it all together. Attempting to make it more crumbly. Okay, once you have all that beef cooked and nice and seasoned, we're going to add our tomato sauce to the mix. This is just a can of tomato sauce. You can add 2 cans if you like. I'm just doing 1 today. Get all of that out. And then you want to start combining it with your beef mixture. Once this is combined, we're going to simmer it for about 5 minutes. Make sure the sauce is well mixed into the beef. Then I like to put it in 1 layer on the pan, covering the whole entire bottom of the pan. Then you can cover it where it'll sit for 5 minutes. Once that's done, you'll see it's a nice cohesive mixture. Give it another mix. Our rice is finally ready. I wish you could smell this. It's the best smell in the world. This is my favorite rice. Let that stand for a few minutes. Then you can go ahead and start combining. You want about equal parts beef with your rice. I took out some rice so that I could add some beef. Then you're going to take your time and mix that very, very well till it looks like this. This is now our stuffing. We are ready to stuff our peppers. This is the best part. Taking off the cap, we're going to put a few spoonfuls into our pepper. Try your best not to drop any of the mixture like I did. I'm really packing it into this one. This is a nice big pepper. Then you want to go in with your petite diced tomatoes. Do not use regular diced tomatoes. They will be too big. Petite diced tomatoes, you're going to use a tablespoon and put that right on top. I like to include the sauce of it. Some people like to drain that juice, but I think it adds to the flavor. Cap goes on top. Done. I may have overstuffed that one, but it's okay. On to our next. Putting a little less in this one so that when I close it, it fits perfectly. Tomatoes on top. You can skip the tomatoes if that's your personal preference too. I like a lot of petite diced tomatoes on top. Two peppers done. Now we can go ahead and heat up our pan. Put about 2 to 3 cups of water depending on the size of your pan. This is an always pan for reference. I did 3 cups. Now I can put my 2 peppers carefully. Let's pretend I didn't drop that one into the water. You're going to simmer it for 1 hour. You cannot simmer it for any less. It will not come out right. Be patient. After an hour, it'll look like this. And we are ready for serving. I misspoke. This is actually the best part. Get some grated Pecorino Romano cheese. Do not skip that. Let's get our cap off. The pepper is so steamed and so soft at this point. You should be able to take your fork and just glide through the side of the pepper. If you can't do that, you didn't wait an hour. Look at that. Going in with our cheese, a healthy tablespoon, I would say. Get that all over. And that is it. You are done. If you liked this one, subscribe. This is the part where I get to say, thanks for watching. Bye.